My mom was trapped in the car. I had to cut myself out of my seatbelt in order to get out. I had dislocated my shoulder. And like one of the craziest things about that experience was my phone flew out of the car about 15, 20 feet. But when I got out of the car, I walked directly toward my phone like if somebody had told me where my phone was. And I don't consider myself a very religious person, but I do believe there's higher powers at work. They guided me right to it. I was able to call 911 and get all the help I needed. Firefighters showed up quickly. I almost see it as a blessing in disguise. I wouldn't be who I am now if I didn't experience that.
Welcome to Bert To The Bone, and today my guest, my American hero, Speaky B hero, and friend, John Ricardo Sosa Jr. So, aka SYG Sosa. Welcome, Sosa. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
How do you want me to call you, Sosa or John?
Call me John. I always introduce myself as John, but everybody calls me Sosa.
So I call you John. That's why I do it. So John.
We'll change it up this time.
We're going to change it up because Sosa is just a nickname on the game, but here it is John. So, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Again, waiting till the corona is over, but we just had a small chat before, and you already had your second vaccination. So. Man, yes. You're doing good there over in the US.
Yep. I'm certified. With everybody else who doesn't wear a mask around me, I'm going to tell them to put a mask on.
Cool. Yeah, because
protect yourselves.
That's it. And take care of the rest of you, especially the older ones. And but man, I mean, here we got 4 million people had their shot, and you're already over the 200 million. I mean, how old are you, John?
I'm 26.
26. You are 26, and you already had your second shot. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that's good. That's a good organization. And in the US, it wasn't that good a few months ago. But on the moment when they started, I mean, I don't know the props, but I think it's a combination because I think it was Trump who bought a lot, and it's Biden who's really pushing them out. So. Yeah. But the last good thing he did, I mean, the only good thing he left behind, I think. So sorry, not going into politics. Hey, listen, John. So tell us about you, because I know you, but not everybody knows John, aka Sosa. So give it a small recap. Who are you?
Well, you want to give you my airsoft personality?
No. Who are you? Just. You, John Sosa, born where as a man, gender?
I was born in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
At Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. You know, I grew up in the downtown area most of my life. And right before high school, when I was like 15 years old, I moved out to the IE, what's called the Inland Empire. And I've lived up here ever since. I went to high school up here. I started working out here, and now, working with Amazon. They're paying for me to get my commercial driver license to drive the big old trucks, diesel trucks on the road.
Cool.
Been doing that, and then just airsoft's been my hobby. I've been playing airsoft for going on almost half my life, so about 12, 13 years now.
There's a lot of history on airsoft there, but that's for later. And you were born on the 21st of February 1996. Is that correct?
No, 1995.
1995. Lost it. Where is that? Normally you need to know everything about your Speaky B hero, but it's no. So you're 26 years old.
26 years old.
Man, I wish I was that. You are the half of my age. So yeah. Then what I actually saw on the moment when I was searching for some information, extra information, is that you're already more than 10 years on Instagram. I mean, are you one of the beginners, or did you had you? I don't know how long it exists, but there are not many people who are already. I thought it was 2010 or 2011 that I saw where you were already on Instagram. I started very young.
And I didn't really know what I was doing back then. I was in high school, but I started very young, and then it wasn't up until recently where I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Even then, I just kind of loosely use it. So
to be honest, there was one thing I really have to say, because your roots are Latin roots. Roots.
yes,
I think
from Guatemalan.
Guatemalan. Oh,
My mom's from Guatemala and my dad's from Durango, Mexico.
Mexico. So it's are you speaking Spanish
Yes.
at home? Yeah.
Yes, at home and in conversations like at work or grocery stores.
Okay.
A lot of people. I look like I don't speak Spanish. A lot of people don't like to talk Spanish.
You know what it is? I have to say this. I mean, every time I see you, and I was seeing in the Instagram, I really, I'm honest. I say, what is that 14-year-old kid doing with that big blue Ford Mustang? I mean, you have I think you're staying young forever. I mean, you were driving a car, and I didn't give you 16 or 18 years old. It was like, what is that 40-year-old kid doing with that blue Ford Mustang? That
was my favorite car. I had the funny story about that. I sold that car to one of my friends, so I still see it around town every so often. So
is it?
When I see it, I'm like, oh, that's my car.
It's it's a cool car. But I mean, talking about the car, I mean, the car you have now, that's your love and your pride and joy.
Oh yeah.
If I don't,
my baby.
It is a 335 XS or XI.
IS.
But what is the difference between an XS or an IS? What's the difference?
So for the 3 Series, the IS is the top of the line model, right below the M Series cars. So like the M3.
Yeah.
It's right below that. So, and some even say that the IS was better than that year or that model year M3.
Like it.
Because M3 of that year had like 400 and something horsepower, but it only had like 300 pound-feet of torque. My car is very balanced. It has about 320 horsepower and about 315 pound-feet of torque.
Okay. So it's but that's enough. That's already enough. It's a BMW. I had some BMWs too, and BMWs are brilliant cars to drive. But I'm driving an American. I'm driving an American truck. You know, I love driving an American truck.
I've seen your truck.
I love it.
It's so cool. So cool to see it out there.
Yeah, but I had a Porsche before that. That's not me. You know, so driving in that truck, that's feeling like king of the road. You know, it's love the American trucks. So actually, you're John Jr. So
yes.
So actually, then your dad is John. Is John?
John Ricardo Sosa.
Yeah. He's from Guatemala. No, your mom is from Guatemala.
Well, yeah, my mom's from Guatemala. My dad's from Durango, Mexico.
And they are both. Came to America or were born.
They both came to America.
They came to America, and you were born in America.
Yes.
I mean, your parents. You're not living with your parents anymore. I think it's
no.
You're living on your own.
Yes.
So, what is the biggest lesson you learned from your parents?
There's a hard work ethic. To be honest, my mom, growing up, we didn't really have much. Sometimes we didn't have food to eat, or more of my sisters didn't have food to eat. So just pushing to get yourself what you need to do. Like, there's no excuse for why you can't do anything. She was always working, 2-3 jobs sometimes to keep us fed. She always had us Christmas gifts. She always took us places. So just a really firm work ethic, and like she embedded into me that there's literally no excuse doing what I want to do in life. And she was able to do it and raise 3 kids. Why I'm single? Why can't I do it? There's no reason for me. Why can't I do it?
That's it. I mean, that's the biggest lesson that the most people get from their parents. I mean, and I think the part of respect, because that owes a lot of respect too. Because if you're looking at the young, not everybody has the same mentality that you have or other people have. A lot of young kids, they see things different. It's too easy. They are too spoiled. They are in my age, they already said that I was spoiled, but now it's crazy, really crazy. So yeah, it's teaching of life. But your parents, how big were they a part of what you are now?
My dad was actually a big part of who I am now. Like my mannerisms, my characteristics, my personality, my humor, all came from my dad. My dad actually bought me my first airsoft, and he got me into airsoft. If it wasn't for him, then I would have never been playing.
Oh
My
man.
mom despised airsoft growing up. She hated it.
Oh, yeah, but I saw.
Yeah. My dad was like, give it a shot, and then here I am, 13 years later.
I see you. I see that photo. Where you are a little kid, where you have the two pistols in your hand. Were that airsoft guns or
airsoft guns?
Yeah,
that was one of my very first times playing.
Oh my gosh! How old were you there?
I was about 13, 14.
No, I remember the first time. Actually, I met you. It was 2018.
When you came down for the first time.
Yeah, but after when you won the championships with SYG, I was invited with you guys to go to for dinner, and we had a champions dinner on the table with big beers and
with the biggest beers.
And I hate beer, but drunk that day. I drank the beers, but and actually that day that's a remarkable day, to be honest. It was that day. That was actually the last day you were staying in LA.
In California.
Because you left in California. Because you were normally going to Boston or no?
I was going to Memphis, Tennessee.
To Memphis, Tennessee, that's it. And so you told me on the table. So everybody was actually saying goodbye and that kind of things. But what I didn't know, what I heard later, is that day, or maybe there, it started when one of the biggest things in your life happened, and you had a very terrible car wreck. I still get cold and things when I talk about it, but yeah, man, if you didn't have that angel on your shoulder, I think we didn't have this conversation. I think it's a
no. The car accident was pretty bad. Somebody cut my mom off on the freeway. I had everything I had owned in the back of a truck. And somebody had to cut us off, and we hit an embankment off to the left side of the road and rolled 4 times. My mom was trapped in the car. I had to cut myself out of my seatbelt in order to get out. I had dislocated my shoulder. And like one of the craziest things about that experience was my phone flew out of the car about 15, 20 feet. But when I got out of the car, I walked directly toward my phone like if somebody had told me where my phone was. And I don't consider myself a very religious person, but I do believe there's higher powers at work, and they guided me right to it. I was able to call 911 and get all the help I needed. Everything turned out for the better. I was able to get my mom out, and firefighters showed up quickly. We had to get actually airlifted to the hospital. That was kind of cool.
That's but I mean, I didn't know that your mom was there in the car. Mm-hmm. So but you both came out fine, or?
Yeah, we came out. I think we came out on better, for the best. So, she's back to her normal life, like nothing ever happened to her. I quickly recovered, so I think everything turned out for the better. And one of the big things for me now is I almost see it as a blessing in disguise. I know it was a little rough, but I wouldn't be who I am now if I if I didn't experience that.
Yeah, that's actually, it started there. Where you see where you are now, it was the change in your life. I think it's but I mean, a kind of experience like that has to, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, because they told me that it was on the way to Memphis. I think it was actually, and that was actually the reason that you not went and you stayed there. So something need to happen that you stayed where you are now, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's the religion side. What you think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was scary. When I heard it, it was like, wow, man. It was so crazy because we had the fun the night before.
Yeah.
We had everything, and then after that, but I heard it when I was back. So it was crazy. So I'm really happy that you're still with us, my friend. It's
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's yeah, and then I don't want to think about that. I mean, it's
no, don't even worry about it. A lot of people get really sad. I actually like talking about it because my struggles with my character who I am now. Like, in order for me to get over that is I have to talk about it. And before I had a really hard time talking about that. I had a really hard time accepting what happened. I thought my life was over. But as I grew older and I just really started to find myself, I was like, okay, this happened for a reason. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I wouldn't have all the great friends, all the opportunities I've had recently. If that didn't happen, I would be somewhere in Memphis, Tennessee, somewhere. Who knows doing what?
Yeah, it's I mean, it needs. I mean, something like that. It leaves scars. I mean, it leaves scars, and maybe not on the body, but maybe sometimes in the head. And I know you went through some difficult times in the last 2 years, but you pick yourself up and you put yourself back on the road and go again. And that's the change, I think, because that was the moment. When was that moment? I mean, when was the moment that you say, okay, now it needs to change? When was that moment?
It's kind of funny. About maybe August of last year, or maybe more. Well, around March of 2019 or so, I got really sad. I was really depressed already, but something just clicked. I was outside doing something, and I was like staring off in the distance. I was like, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of feeling this way. Tired of waking up with no energy. Tired of walking around like the world is on my shoulders. And I was like, I'm just gonna go run. And I literally just started running one day, and then the next day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. And I kept doing it. And I did it and I've been doing it ever since. And that's honestly what put me on this path.
Yeah. And you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight, and that boosted my confidence. It's like, okay, well, if I lost a lot of weight, now I can, like, what else can I do, I had all my friends supporting me. I've seen everybody else around me doing great things. Like, why can't I do that? And I started to do it. I started to really, progress myself. And there's a lot of kind words on Instagram. People were supportive, saying, you're inspiring me. I was like, okay, well, I got to keep going for them. If I'm inspiring them, then I got to keep doing it. I can't quit on them,
I see you running. I see you biking. I see you mountain biking. I see you in the sports school. I mean, this morning already. I mean, I sent you very early, about 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I said, okay, are you ready for tonight? And you said, I'm already ready. And you showed me a picture of the sports school where you were already in the fitness. Mm-hmm. And you just told me that you're already there from 4:30 in the morning. So that's and is it now something that is addicted, where you are addicted at, or is it? Do you think when you stay up in the morning, they say, okay, I need to go to the sports school, or I want to go to the sports school?
I want to. I wake up every day to get there before everybody else does. And
is that because you see the people there, or really that your body, that you really feel healing?
It's for me. It heals me. It helps me get through anything. If I can get there and lift 100 pounds, I'm solid. I can see my progress. I went from barely being able to lift the barbell to lifting like 125 pounds easily for reps now. And I know it's not a lot, but my body weight's like, I weigh 130, so I'm almost lifting my own body weight.
That's
and then just seeing like, this is probably the best shape I've ever been in. So like seeing myself in the mirror helps a lot too. Taking lots of pictures of myself, recording my progress and all kinds of stuff like that. And I also go after work with my sister, and I see how I benefit them, or I help benefit her, because if I don't go, she gets really lazy. So I push her to go. And afterwards, she's like, yeah, we did it. Like, thanks for helping me. And I'm like, yeah, anytime.
I heard you, you were a few weeks ago, you were together with my friend, Gunnar. You were in Indiana, I think. It was, you were in Indiana. Atlanta. You were in Atlanta. SS Airsoft. And
SS Airsoft.
Man, that video where he's doing that funny accent thing, I was laughing. But I saw, to be honest, I saw your podcast after that, because I love your guys. I love you podcast together with
thank you.
And I love the podcast with Punk in there with Eric and from Slaughter. And there was a moment where we were saying where you on that moment you had a kind of panic attack. Is this something that's still from that accident, or is it something that you trying to control, or how do you control it?
I would get really bad anxiety prior to the accident. I've always had like social anxiety, but after the accident, I got panic attacks and really bad anxiety, and now I've been able to control them. But as of lately, if I'm not around anybody that's comfortable, I suppress them. So it kind of makes me feel a little weird, but I was around good company. We were out partying. It was good. And I just felt it coming. And I looked at Gunnar and I was like, hey, like, this is about to happen. He's like, dude, let it out. And I let it out. And I felt amazing afterwards.
I know.
The greatest mood I've ever been in.
You need the right persons around you, because I'm telling you something too. I had panic attacks too, and they coming from your big toe, and on that moment they are there. And
yep.
The little small thing, it just activates it, and it's one of the worst year in my life that I had, because it came that when I had them, it was I was in Spain, and I lived in Spain, and I get pressure on my chest, so I thought I had a heart attack, and then the ambulance came, and I went into an ambulance, but they couldn't go away because it was not the heart ambulance. So then I had to wait for them, and then they pushed all those stickers on there. On that moment, I thought this is it, and I was too young for that, and on that moment, that anxiety that created panic attacks with me. So the next day, so I went there. I went to the hospital. So it was something with a hyperventilation thing. But next day, I went to the shop and with my wife, and in the middle of the shop, it came from nothing, and I went into the car. I drove very hard to the hospital. That was the only place where I felt safe, and I really know what you're saying, because it's I was locked up at home for a year because I was too scared to go out. So
that's how it was after my accident as well. We would have little team dinners here and there, and I would participate, and I would sit there, and like Marty actually would have to pull me aside because he could see it in my face, and I would just start to cry. I felt like I was dying. I couldn't breathe. My chest felt heavy. I didn't know where I was at sometimes. They're very scary. And
yeah,
I hear a lot of people before like, oh, I get panic attacks, and I was like, oh, I don't really know what that is. I couldn't empathize with them, but now I for sure can understand how it's
ruining your life when you can't control them. When you can't control them, it's ruining your life, because but it's just an activation in your mind, and it's but you can control it, but you need to focus. You need to focus, and I really hope that it's gonna leave you soon. And but you I have to be honest, they stay with you for the rest of your life, because you just need one little thing that activates that, and it's there back. So but it's there. So yeah, let's go to the sport, because we all both, I mean, we know that, I know that sport is a very important thing for you, and I know that airsoft is a very important thing, because guns is guns, and you wanted that, and it started somewhere, and I knew that on the investigation on Rooster, that you started with MIA, Team MIA. So
yes.
What was your experience there?
It was very fun. There was a lot of people that I grew up with who kind of raised me into airsoft. So being able to play with them and just to do cool stuff was one of the greatest things ever. And then that's where I met Rooster. And then Rooster and I used to go back and forth all the time. It was really funny. And that's where I met Figgy, Manny, everybody from LTD. We all started from MIA. That's the roots right there. There wouldn't be any of the big teams now, honestly, if it wasn't for MIA.
But why didn't that team stay together? Why?
I think airsoft was just too young, and for us to really be able to go out and do things like we want to do now. And it was just, there was not that many competitive teams. It was just another team. My old airsoft team was on ML Airsoft, and then I think SYG was just coming around. But besides it, nobody really wanted to play like that competitive. Everyone was just there to be milsim and be all SWAT-like and whatnot. So it kind of faded away.
So in that time, how they call it, the OGs, PQB, who play that? I mean, where Sapo and that, you watch them or you played against them?
Yeah, I played against them.
With MIA? With
MIA and ML. I mean, even then, it wasn't even SpeedQB yet. They was just regular airsoft. They hadn't even thought about that idea yet.
But it was, we hate the word, but it was a kind of speed soft, or
yeah, it was speed soft.
It was speed soft. So, but and how did it came? Because then we go, well, how did you get actually a member of SYG? I mean, you were playing against them, and how was that connection that you were getting a member of SYG?
So I moved on from MIA to ML Airsoft, and then we had our very first SpeedQB game, our very first official SpeedQB game against SYG. We lost that one. We got destroyed by them. They were a lot faster than us. And it was cool, and we really enjoyed that. And then we did that for a couple of years, and then my team, ML, disbanded. So I stopped playing, and then I got approached by Sapo. Actually, one time he DM'd me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, would you like to join?" And I was like, "No, thank you." And then,
Did you really? Did you say no, thank you?
I think I just said no, I'm good. Something like that. I was very young, so I don't know if I came off rude, but I was like, no thanks. Like, just before that, I was given a chance to prospect for LTD. A lot of people don't know this. I prospected for LTD, and as maybe 2 or 3 months went on, I was like, dang, I probably should have prospected for SYG instead. So I ended up talking to Rusa. We were playing PS4 one time, and I was like, hey, dude, I think I messed up. Like, I want to prospect for you guys. Like, these guys aren't really doing much. Like, yeah, they play airsoft. Yeah, they do, like, they don't really do anything cool. Like, I want to travel. I want to go out there and do cool things. They never really wanted to do that. I don't know if they were just busy or they all had their own lives, but that's what I wanted to do. So I was like, hey, bro, like, can you talk to Sapo about it? He's like, yeah. And I've known Rusa, so I was pretty comfortable to talk to him about it. And then maybe a month or two went by, and we had our US PQB practice, and Sapo was like, all right, you want to prospect? This is your chance. So the day that I was supposed to get patched in for LTD, I told them I wasn't going to play for them anymore. And since that day, they won't talk to me anymore. They barely talked to me for like maybe a whole year. They barely even acknowledged me at that. Like, this golden nameplate right here, I got that the day I told them I wasn't going to prospect because they had a patch for me. They got this all made and everything for me. But they weren't doing much, and I wanted to do a bunch of cool things.
So actually, you said no to Sapo, and then when it was there, the moment there, then you say, no, we're not playing LTD. That's actually...
Yep.
So you made friends that day, didn't you?
Yeah, I made lots of friends that day.
But I mean, but now I see LTD is still the biggest competitor for SYG.
Of course,
there, but you're still there. I mean, you play with Figgy, you play with those guys, and is there still a friendship?
It's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still there, I guess.
And is it because of sport, or is it?
It's because I denied them.
That's what I like about you. You know, I saw that on the field. I mean, I tell everybody, and they ask me, and you know, you're my US biggest, my star, my personal star, and I love it because it's not only as a player but as a personality. You know, you're just that kid with his own vision, and but you're a heck of a player. You know, you're a good player, and I think SYG, I think Eric understood why he wanted you in his team, and so what is your position at SYG?
On the team, I do just about anything. On the field, I do anything and everything. I'm usually a play center and I call out shots. But if they need me to play snake, I'm in snake. If they need me to go left, I'm in left. If they need me to get X, I'm in X. I just try to fill in anywhere I can.
What do you prefer?
I prefer playing center and watching back snake because Marty or Dom likes to gun up into snake, and they're the most two I'm comfortable with. So I'm on their back watching, making sure they can get in. That
was the trio, the snake trio. I call that the snake trio, the attack trio. I saw you running on. Yeah, you were with the three of you in Rotterdam at the DreamHack thing. Yeah.
We're all snake. I would double up with Dom and the snake, and Marty would be right outside the snake.
Man, Dom is a brilliant snake player, by the way.
He is. He is.
I think we're gonna have a Bert To The Bone with Dom. I think soon.
That'd be cool because him and I share a lot of our similarities. We've grown up playing airsoft. I met him through airsoft, so he can tell you a lot of sides of my story. He can give you more info on that. It's crazy, and he has a lot to give and put out there as well.
So if you see as Sosa, and people don't know you, so you Sosa from SYG. If they're gonna stand against you on the other side of the breakout wall, what do they have to think?
That I can come from anywhere and everywhere. I'm very unorthodox. I have my own little unique play style. So everybody likes to categorize me into certain play styles. But I will surprise you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do. You know, actually, when I for the first time digitally saw you, do you know how for the first time saw you, never met you before. That was in beginning 2018, I think. And I think it was a demo vlog or a demo thing, and it was a kind of free gun game. Man, and there was one thing, I never saw somebody playing the shotgun like you on the targets. I mean, and the shotgun, it was the silver metal shotgun.
Becky,
you still have Becky?
No, I sold her, but I have the M3 shotgun now. So she's reincarnated in another shotgun.
Oh my God. But I mean, that was a cool event. And I said once, because we have too many projects on this moment, but once we're going to do that, I want to call it the free gun run. So it's, but I like that thing. So what is the excitement for you for that? Because you're a very competitive guy, aren't you? So
it makes me play against myself. For the most part, when I'm there, I don't want to sound cocky. Also, one quick thing. I learned how to play shotgun through Soto from LTD. I have to give him a shout out real quick. Okay. He taught me everything I know about shotguns.
Bless him.
Bless him, honestly. But just playing against myself, I see a lot of these teams out there. They go out and they play speed QB, but they can't shoot as accurate, or they're out there just gunning 1,000 rounds a day. And when we out there, and Dom, Demo, and I, we're out there on point. Ping, 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 ping. Boom, ping, 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 moving through. It's just cool, to push yourself against our own time and try to get better and better each and every time.
That was a cool competition, to be honest. I mean, I saw it was
my favorite.
It was you, Demo, and
Dom, Poseidon.
Dom, Poseidon, yeah. Yeah, at that time he called Poseidon, now he's Dom. So
yeah.
No, it's but that was really cool. I think you won, but what I thought it was the coolest thing, and I hope we're gonna send that link in when we send this live, where you do the last part of it and you have to shoot those moving targets with the shotgun. That was crazy. That was actually my first introduction to Sosa, to John. So and I never forget that. So the first time I saw you, I of course everybody knew Demo and everybody knew all the guys, but I knew the moment when I came in. That's the little guy. That's the little one. That's the with his colored hair. And after that, we had Rooster too with his colored hair. But you are always that little. I think when you are 50 or 60, you still look like 20. I think. So, but
thank you.
How does it feel to play for SYG and be a part of the family from SYG?
It's such a crazy experience. Growing up playing airsoft, I never thought I'd be in these kind of opportunities. It was always just like, oh wow, maybe one day like airsoft would be like this. But being able to, set the footwork for others to come, it has been such a crazy experience for me. It's been such a blessing. I've been able to travel the world with my friends. I've been to Amsterdam to visit you. Like that's so crazy to me. All through airsoft, playing with these toy guns. It's so insane. I met so many cool and amazing people. I've been to Indiana, Rhode Island, Atlanta multiple times. It honestly, it just blows my mind with each and every trip.
But people don't understand. When I say it, it's like, I'm not a part of the SYG family, but I was invited a few times to be a part of it when you were playing, or when I could experience that feeling there. And not a lot of people understands that family shit feel. I don't know how to explain it because it's hard to explain, but I know what you guys are meaning for each other, and I know that you doing everything for each other, and really they're not only playing but really are friends next to that.
Like they're my brothers. I died for them. I would die for my brothers.
That's it. And it's very. That's why I tried to explain to many people. It's a kind of experience that not a lot of teams have. I think you have to be very happy that you can experience that in a team like that. And I'm still thinking that we are all in the beginning of that. So, what do you think that teams needs to get that same level in and not only on playing, but I mean as team?
For me, a lot of the teams that I see nowadays, I don't really see them as friends. They're just a bunch of ragtag team of people playing together, and nobody really knows each other. With us and the guys, we hang out outside of airsoft. You know, we go on trips together. We talk about bullshit outside of work. We call each other throughout the week. Hey, what are you doing? Like, just bullshit. Let's just talk. Figure out what's going on with your life. A lot of the teams nowadays, they don't have that. They're just there to play. They don't invest the time to get synergy. They don't invest any of the time. Like LTD, to me, I think they're considered top tier, or if not the best right now, because of their synergy. Like, they all hang out outside of work regularly. They all talk, communicate regularly, and they're all involved in each other's lives. And that's something that I don't think you can just learn. You just got to do. You have to be able to mesh with people.
That's it. That's it. It's not only the Saturday or the Monday evening where you just play together, but next to that, you have to know the person you need to defend on the field, what he's doing in their life. I mean, because then you know how they are react on the field. You know
exactly
when they are getting in a position, if they get nervous or not nervous, and that's what you only learn in a private way. That's 100% correct. I'm 100% with you there. Where do you see yourself and SYG in the next 5 years? Let's start with yourself.
Myself, I like to see myself more on YouTube, doing more videos for myself, growing my own YouTube channel. And I like to see SYG on top. I feel like we're there, but I want to be on top. I want to run this joint.
But I mean, you're working hard for it on this moment.
Yes.
Just the arenas has to go open to train, and but you're working hard on there. It's but for yourself, do you if you can choose now, do you really want to make your life, because you said YouTube, you want to make more on YouTube, but in combination with the sport, or just John?
I think the sport's always going to be involved in my life, to be honest. I've grown up doing it. It's been my escape, my getaway from tough days, or when I was getting bullied in high school. Like, it's been my escape. So I don't ever get rid of that. It's something to keep me active. I like the thrill of it, being able to shoot live people and get shot back. It's like I'm being hunted sometimes, or I can go out there and hunt people. Like, it's always going to be ingrained into me. I don't think it'll ever go away. So I'd like to do my YouTube around some of that, and more of my personal life, and more of my other hobbies and what I like to do.
I mean, you really have to go through with the podcast with Gunnar, because I think that's hilarious good. I really love it. And last time I was a little bit more serious, and I like that too, because then you saw not the drinking and pot smoking guys sitting around there, and it was really just, it was a little bit more serious now, but man, I loved the first 2 episodes. I mean, it was really, yeah, I enjoyed that. I really, so keep on doing that. I mean, the podcast.
Thank you.
Stay away from the drug.
The way we try to describe our podcast, we're just like homies talking to our best friends, like just chilling. Like, if we would have those normal conversations outside of the camera recording, so might as well just bring the camera and record. We get some pretty funny stuff on there. Really
funny, really funny. And I hope you're gonna get more guests, because I like the guest thing in there.
Thank you.
It's no, but everybody has to show. It's yeah, that's the English. I'm sorry. Tell me the name again.
It's What the Hell Podcast.
What the Hell Podcast. Guys, gonna listen to those guys, because are you gonna do it every week or every month, or how many times do you want to do it?
We're trying to do it. I've been busy with my commercial driver license stuff, so I haven't even been on there, but we want to do it every week.
Okay.
Every Monday at least.
Let me know. I share.
We record Monday, and yeah, you'll be our next guest if you like.
Oh yeah, you can always call me.
Formal invitation.
No, I'm always open to that. You know that. What is
Thank you.
Back to SYG, back to Speakeasy. What was your biggest event till now? What was your
Amsterdam? I think it's the biggest event.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And what was your biggest game then?
Playing against S01E10 when we made it when we thought we didn't make it into the finals, and we did somehow.
Yeah,
that was crazy, though. That was genuine reaction. So we thought we were done. We didn't think we were going to make it the next day.
Yeah.
When you called our names, we all looked at each other like, holy cow, we have to do this again?
Well, I mean, that was
insane.
That was for you. That was for everybody. I mean, not only for you, for everybody. For me, for everybody. That was an event. That I really put a lot of work and focus in that as a player. It was I mean, my focus was not from everything around it, but pure as an organizer and playing what happening on the field. So my concerns went out. How does the players feel this? They need to feel this. They need to adapt this. So they want to make a sport of this. They're gonna commit to the sport. You know, that's what where my concern was. Not how it looked and it looked cool and it looked crazy, but I saw you guys came in there, and that was for me like, and for a lot of people in Europe, like not a shock, but you look like, what is this? What is that? And I knew where you come from. You know, I know that in LA is not on this moment that much invested in the arenas.
Yeah.
But and you went for it, and I know it was hard because poor Sapo. I mean, he was staying on the airport because the guns were not allowed to go to come with you.
I know, it's so frustrating.
And it was and luckily there were guns. Okay, they're never your own gun. You know, it's you need to play your own gun. But I mean, from day 2 on, the quality was good for the guns. Then, but it was frustration. And from the other side, you didn't leave it there. It was, we're gonna take everything out of there, and you went second without that. So I think that was a big that deserves a respect from my side, and I think you get a lot of respect from a lot of European teams there because, as you know, worldwide SYG is, I think, on the top 1 team in the world, if you as known and as loved, I think. But standing there on that. I remember that, and I see it in the film with Sapo, where Sapo says, "Okay, guys, you did your best, you did everything there," and then your name were called. Like, what? And then you went to the second day. That was a hard day. I mean, that was a cool day because the second day went better.
Yeah, for sure. We had more reliable guns. Everybody wasn't playing. Other teams showed up to still let us borrow those guns, which I appreciate that so much. So the community out there is insane compared to the community back here. You guys are untouchable out there. Like, these teams are going out of their way to let us borrow guns in between rounds. Like, whatever you guys need, they're running back and forth and helping us. That's like, it's amazing. Like, I really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much.
Yeah, it was because the second day you didn't lost. And I remember that you went in the final with second to none, but you actually second to none came from the loser bracket.
Yeah,
they came from the loser bracket, so they had to win twice from you. And yeah, okay, they did, but the emotion and everything there, everything was complete there. Everything was there, and including the thrill, the emotion, the drama, everything was there. I mean, when you were lost, the only thing I did, I never forget that. You lost, and I really felt with Eric. So my first thing was watching, because I was in the field. I watched upstairs and I really saw Eric, like, and I really felt for him, like, what he's so passionate about this whole thing. But that was a cool experience. That was and I was so happy that you guys could make it to come over there, and because everybody loved that, the biggest team in that time. I mean, we're talking already about 2 years ago again, or 2.5 years ago. So. You were there.
Itching to go back.
You were here, and you nailed it, and you were there. And who knows what would happen if you had your own guns with you? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? We gotta get the rematch for that one.
So
I would like to give a quick shout out to you guys' ref. The referees there, were impeccable.
Thank you. Yeah, it's that team. That team was a crazy team. That was a good team. And from there on, we started to evolve and getting more quality. And like now this year, it's gonna be we level it up, but we can't play, and that's the hardest thing. I mean, it's getting crazy, you know. It's so sad, but we stay on, and we're building, but the field now it's gonna be a hard field. It's an open field, and I really hope that you guys and some other international teams will be there in October to play the globals, and
I'll be there for sure.
I know. I'm gonna come over and take you. I mean, it's you definitely will be there. So, who's your biggest nemesis?
Probably DJ.
DJ
on my own team.
You know what? DJ is called already the third time. That man has to be a monster.
He is.
He's a
monster.
That man has to be a monster. I mean, nobody's talking about DJ, and I ask already a few people, and they all say DJ is my biggest nemesis. So actually, it's a monster that nobody knows is living. I think it's. And I was there last year. And I was there last year when he was getting a shirt at Project N1. I was filming it. I was filming it where he get his black shirt, his SYG shirt. Mm-hmm. But man, that's the third person already. Why is he picked by so many people?
He's fast. He has a great game sense of what's going on and when to move and what to call. He's left-handed, which not a lot of people realize he's left-handed. And that's a lot of people don't know how to play left-handed on any part of the field at all. He's very unorthodox, so he just destroys people left-handed. He comes from a very professional paintball background. He's very knowledgeable into the sport, so he knows what works well, what goes here. He can fit in. He can give us information on inside and what's going on. He's just he's just top tier. I don't know how else to put it. He's just a hell of a dude.
I'm looking forward now. So I need to follow the guy then, because I saw him playing.
We need him out there next time.
I saw him playing, and I really wanna. He needs to be in Europe then next time when he's coming over. I mean,
yes, sir.
I really hope. I mean, how big is the team now, SYG?
Active players, we have about almost 10 active players now.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, we have enough for almost 2 teams.
Yeah, I heard you're gonna start with 2 teams, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
But I need to see him. I need. Actually, I'm going over to my last 2 questions, and maybe they are. Just answer how you want to answer them. What are your biggest regrets in your lifetime, in your young life?
One of my biggest regrets is not trying harder in life. When I was a lot younger, I was just kind of lazy and whatever. I think I cared too much what people thought about me. And so it just didn't really elevate me. And once I started to realize that I don't give can I cuss on here?
Yeah, of course.
I don't give a fuck what people think about me. And I elevated myself to a whole nother level. It's crazy.
And is that the part where what you tried to say earlier, that is the change where you said, I'm going to take now everything out of it, what's possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's once you stop caring about what people think about you, everything's possible.
So if you started this earlier, what could you have, where were you now normally then, where you were 26? If you started this when you were 16?
I'd probably be living out there with you, Bert. Yeah, out there in Amsterdam.
Yeah, who knows? The last question. What are your biggest results in your life, in your young life?
Probably my cars and my 2 little dogs, putting in the hard work. A lot of people think I was given those cars or I was given things. I worked my ass off for everything I have now. I go to work. I work almost 60 hours every week, overtime every time I get the chance. I'm always busy and always trying to improve myself. And I feel like I can speak for it now. Before, maybe I didn't really have much to speak on, but now I do. My work ethic is killer. I have a strong mental health now. I can get to what I want to do and get where I want. So I just feel like the sky's the limit to me now.
And you forget one thing, that one of your biggest results is that you're a good person and a nice person.
Good person. And yes, I treat everybody the way I like to be treated. Regardless of if they messed up, if they screwed me over, if they did anything wrong to me, I will continue to treat people the way I would like to be treated. That's how I see you too, because I only can tell what people, how people react to me and that kind of things. You're a good person, and you really are. Of course, you can be a pain in the ass. But you're funny. You have everything. You have love. And you're not scared. You're not scared to show your anxiety. You're not scared of show the bad side. You're not scared of show the funny. Everything. So it's there. And I really try to be as genuinely as possible to everybody. My struggles, my anxiety, everything that's wrong with me, that is who I am. and I don't feel I have any reason to hide that. You get what you see.
That's it. I actually now we have to go one more question then. But I like the answers. Thank you for the answers. It's you are playing now more 1v1s too.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think there's going to be a position or thing for yourself that you're going to focus on the 1v1s too?
Probably not as of now, although current 1v1s they're cool. Gunny's event is really cool. It's fun. It gets straight to the point, but they're kind of boring. It's just whoever can shoot the fastest. I think the 1v1s need something kind of entertaining. And I see KWA doing their fight nights, but their matchups aren't that great. They're not that. They don't draw me in.
We're going to change that together with them. We're going to change that. We're going to change together with KWA. We're going to change it. And we start over here. We're going to do, in the future, we're going to do the Dash Masters. And and it's a 1v1 competition. And I'm going to tell you, this is not going to be boring. And this is not going to be that. You're going to run. And you need to train. You need to be in the sports because
I'm ready.
It's going to kill you need cardio. You need everything. And so,
I got it all. I'm ready for it.
So in this, it's going to be there will be shout outs and there will everything and call outs. Sorry, there will be call outs. So yeah, I really hope to see you on this too, because I saw you sometimes on a 1v1 play online. Mm-hmm. And you're a smart player. So I really hope that we're going to see you once in one of the Dash Masters. And it's together with KWA Fight Nights. So as you know, on the end of the trip, everybody has the. You may ask me questions too. So if there are any questions you want to ask me, this is the time where you want to ask. If you want to ask.
How did you get involved into airsoft, Bert?
Oh, you really want to know?
I really want to know. How did you get involved in all this?
I was a gamer, but in my very boring life 6 years ago, I was in a complete different world. And I was in a media world and background music world, etc., etc. But I wanted to organize for my team, and it was a big team. I wanted to organize a yearly team event. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't know why. Somebody said to me, when you go there, you have to go to airsoft. I never heard about airsoft, never. So, on demo, this is me as a person. On a moment when I hear something and I don't know it, I go online or I search what it is. And all the things came onto me and I was tickling there and I was tickling there. I said, what is this? You know, it's actually playing Call of Duty Real. So I booked a big that event and it was with one of the best organizers in Belgium. And we were from the Netherlands, but in Belgium you could go a little bit further. So we went there and I still have the photo from there where we were with the pack, you know, the guys who were working for me, and we really worked hard all year. And the only thing we want to do is having a cool weekend. It was a weekend. So we rented a house, we rented everything, and we drank and we did everything. But before we went to the game, I already bought everything. I never played anything. I bought my whole complete M4 set. Everything was complete. ICS was my first. I never forget it.
ICS.
Yeah, I know. So, and then we played, and that feeling was like, wow, that was cool. So I want to book for the week of 2 weeks after because I had everything. Mm-hmm. And that organization stopped. I said, what the fuck is this? I mean, they stopped. So, but there were more organization, and I went from organization to organization. And I never get that feeling back as the first time. And then I said, I can do this better. I know I can, but I just need to switch in my mind. So I kept doing for 5 years what I'm doing. I mean, it's my professional business. And on that moment, we start organizing events, our own events. And our first event, I never forget it. It was shaky. It was my knees were shaking like that. And we started, but we did a big promotion from nothing because nobody heard about Area 57. That's how we were called, you know, as an organization, Area 57. And we put it online, And it was in one day, it was sold out. And we had more than 100 people we had there.
Holy cow.
So on that moment, that was for me the commitment, like, okay, now that people are coming, now you have to bring an event. Now you have to take care that as an event. And it was. And after that, it came further, and we bought cars, and we bought trucks, and we bought tents, and we bought everything. And it ended up to build a complete village in 3 months, where we make a big outdoor thing. And this is how I went in this whole airsoft thing. But I missed one big thing. And my biggest thing I missed was the competitive side of it. I missed the sports side. And actually, I wanted to stop with just organizing for the Saturday and Sunday Warriors. And milsim was not my thing, because you need to do milsim when you are really in milsim, or you were a soldier or something like that. And I never had the things to. I was a soldier, but just when there was war, they could call me up. But I never was in the army, how a lot of people were. And so I said, but I always did sport, and I needed the competitive thing, because they call me the tank. I want to run over that field. I did everything. And yeah, that's how Speaker B came in my life. So this is a long answer on your question, but
no, I like that. I love to hear everybody's history on Holy Side, because some people get into airsoft in some weird ways. Some people get into airsoft in the most easiest ways. So I love to hear everybody's story.
On the moment when I made the switch to say, okay, don't feel guilty that to bring the commercial side in this, then it happened, and that happened in 2018 when I said, okay, if I want to do something in my life from now on and start from scratch, this is what I want to do. But you have to put everything behind there, and you can't do those. If you want to make this as a success, you really need to focus only on this. So yeah. I stopped with the other big company. I stopped and I focused only on that. And then we had COVID. But okay, COVID. But we're still there, and we go on and hope we are growing. But we really want to bring change as a team. We really want to change things in airsoft. That's what we want to do. You have one more question?
Well, how often do you? Before the coronavirus, how often were you playing?
Man, if I could, every weekend. So yeah, it was crazy. But on the moment when I started Speaky B, no, actually when I started the Wild Mountain outdoor, when I built it, I stopped playing. I only focused on organizing. And 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago, I went with the guys Kenny and that kind of thing. We went an indoor side, and I really where now Speaky B is, and I went crazy. I really had that. But then I came on, and my weight came on, and everything. That's why I'm training, and that's why I'm sporting, and that's why
that's good.
I'm losing a lot of kilos now in this moment, and and actually I can never compete on the Speaker B field, but maybe the 1v1s. Maybe that's a goal for me now. I'm
me not, and you 1v1
that's
one
it,
of these
but
days.
It's just that I'm still able to do it. That's it, because I always want to to compete myself, and I think when I'm 80, I'm still doing with the wheelchair. I'm trying to be the first person in the shop or something like that. This is how I am. I like competition. I like it. That's it. So yeah, you're gonna see a senior event where the old guy is running a 1v1.
I'll be wheeling you around.
That's it. That's cool. Yeah. So when these are the questions, you have one more.
I have one more question as
of
well.
Course.
I consider you a very successful person in life. Any advice to younger people who are trying to be as successful?
Follow your dream. Everything is possible. Be a dreamer. Don't be scared that people call you a dreamer. Because they call me the biggest dreamer in my family. And that gave me so much courage that when a dream comes true, only for 20% of the dream, it's the biggest feeling in life. It's like when there is a dream and that dream is making a complete thing, and you see it's happening, that's one of the best feelings. So my advice is keep on dreaming, but follow your dreams. Don't. There he is again. No blah blah. Boom boom. You know, that's it. You need to work for it. You need to go for it. And sometimes you just need balls to do it, you know, and that's the thing. And that's the biggest advice that I can do. The worst thing that can happen is kill yourself. But that's the worst thing. But you know, but it doesn't happen because life is there. And as a person, you are strong. And but if you believe in it and you can convince other people to believe in it too, you're not alone anymore. You're doing it together. So that's my advice.
Solid advice.
So my last questions. Are you ready for that? You have to pick one. I give you two options and you have to pick one of the options. I start easy. Okay, I start easy. Dam or Demo?
Dam.
New York or Amsterdam?
Amsterdam. You probably know why.
Audi or BMW?
BMW.
Burrito or taco?
Taco.
Shotgun or pistol?
Shotgun.
Whiskey or pot?
Pot.
Big Mac or a hot dog?
Big Mac.
Skating or motocross?
Motocross.
Learning or teaching?
Learning.
Runner or defender?
Runner.
Gym or mountain biking?
Gym for sure.
Blue or black?
Blue.
Train or airplane?
Airplane.
Free-for-all or dominator?
Dominator.
Love or friendship?
Love. I'm a lover.
Iron Man or Black Panther?
Iron Man.
Football or baseball?
Baseball.
Brazil or Mexico?
Mexico.
Rap or rock?
Rock.
Hard or soft?
Soft.
Deep or undeep? I mean, we're talking about water.
Deep.
Winning or crushing?
Winning. I feel like crushing is humiliating, and I like to win, respectively. Some class.
That's cool. That's how it belongs. No more fear or freedom?
I think no fear is freedom. No fear.
No fear. It's freedom. Yeah. Could be. For some people it is.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people, they don't have fear, but they don't have freedom.
True.
But you prefer no fear.
No fear.
Of course, that's your freedom. PS4 or Xbox? I know that one.
PS4.
1v1 or 5v5?
5v5.
Piggy or virus?
Biggie.
US champion or global?
Global champion.
Last one, hell or heaven?
Heaven, of course.
Cool. That's it, man. You thanks for the answers. We did it 1 hour. I mean, exactly on time.
Went by so fast.
Yeah, it ran really fast, and I really enjoyed it, John.
Thank you so much.
And sometimes now I'm talking. I think when I'm listening back, I told you I'm gonna call you John, but I think I called you many times Sosa. So I'm sorry for every time I called you Sosa.
That's fine. No worries. No worries.
So no, John, thank you for being my guest and being my friend and keep on that work, because I want that you staying my favorite US player on there. And we need to do something there. And all my love to the guys of SYG. Keep healthy, my friend. Take care of yourself. And if there is anything, please let us know. And hope to see you soon.
Of course. Thank you so much, Bert. I appreciate everything.
You're welcome. Thanks, John. See you next time.
you next time.
Bye-bye.